Hello and welcome to my guide on how to do efficient Astral Rune crafting with about 35k XP an hour and 1.4 million GP an hour depending on the price of Astral Runes itself. Right now Astral Runes go for 180 GP, so the GP an hour is about 1.4 million if you're doing it with high efficiency at about 35,000 XP an hour. The stat requirements for this method is going to be 40 runecrafting, so you can do single Astral Runes. If you want to do double Astral Runes, you will need 82 runecrafting, which is obviously more profitable because you're crafting double the runes. The quest requirements for this method is going to be Lunar Diplomacy. In Lunar Diplomacy, there is a bunch of pre-quests that you need to do. So it's not just one quest, it's multiple quests before Lunar Diplomacy, but ultimately you're going to need to do Lunar Diplomacy. Because the reason you want to do Lunar Diplomacy is so you can teleport to the Moon Clan. Because the Moon Clan teleport is what you're going to use in order to go to the Astral Rune altar. So therefore you need 65, also 69 magic as I said. Your gear and inventory setup is going to consist of 4 runecrafting pouches, a rune pouch, and a rune pouch. You can just use however many rune pouches you have, runecrafting pouches that you have, depending on your runecrafting level. If you have 75 runecrafting, you can just use all the pouches. The more pouches you have, the better. Also, you'll need a rune pouch. The reason you need a rune pouch is because you need Astral Runes and Law Runes in order to teleport to the Moon Clan. As you can see here, the Moon Clan teleport requires you to have Law Runes and Astral Runes, so you just put them in your pouch so you can teleport there. You don't need to worry about Earth Runes because that's part of your gear setup in your dust battle staff, but I'll get to that in a while, in a bit. Yeah, so that's what you're gonna need in your rune pouch. Also, if you don't have 99 rune crafting, which I assume most of you probably don't, then you also need to put cosmic runes in this rune pouch. The reason being is because you're gonna have to use NPC contact when your pouches are degraded. After about 10 runs of using these pouches, one of them is going to degrade and they won't be as efficient. Therefore, you'll need the NPC contact spell in order to fix them. Because what you do is, when you go into the NPC contact, there's going to be a character screen. I'll show you this now. So, if you had your cosmic runes inside your pouch, you just basically, you click here on the NPC contact, and then you click on the Dark Mage. The Dark Mage is the guy who's going to repair your pouches once your pouches are degraded. You click on the Dark Mage character, and then he spawns in this chat box. You just hold down space, and then when you're done holding down space, your pouches should be, or your one pouch should be repaired. An easier method to get into the NPC contact character screen is just to right click and then click on the Dark Mage. In order for the Dark Mage to appear in the character screen here, you need to have an Abyssal book in your inventory. Just have it in your inventory, that's all you need. I can't remember how I got the Abyssal book, so I'm sorry for that, but just quickly Google it and you'll find out. So yeah, now I explained the NPC contact, the Moon Clan teleport, and your inventory setup. In your gear setup, the ideal gear setup is going to consist of full graceful, a dust battle staff, a ring of dueling so that you can teleport to Castle Wars for the banking, and also a defensive shield like a Dragonfly shield or a Runecite shield or something similar, because you're gonna get hit by a level 111 monster on your way to the Astral Rune altar. If you don't have full graceful for some reason, and you want to use alternative weight reducing gear like a Spottia cape, boots of lightness, I would suggest you wear some D-hide as well because of the defensive bonus. if you have a low defense. Because if you don't have full graceful, you might as well use the pieces where you don't have rate reducing gear and put in some defensive gear, but only if you have low defense. My recommendations. Now I'll go to the recommendations. I recommend you have at least 50 agility, because when you do runecrafting, obviously you're going to be running a lot, but especially with this method, there's a lot of running involved, so I do recommend you have at least 50 agility. I also recommend that you have at least 50 defense, because as I said previously, you're gonna get hit by a level 111 monster. So I would recommend at least 50 defense. If you have around 50, 60 defense, you will get hit by the monster once in a while, but that's why in your bank you're just gonna have some food, and then you'll just pull out your food while you bank once you need it. I'll explain the banking method in a moment, but as I said, recommended at least 50 defense and 50 agility. Also, I recommend you have stamina potions, because as I said before, you're going to be running a lot and eventually you'll run out of run energy, and if you don't have stamina pots, then this method won't be efficient at all. So you need to have a good stack of stamina potions in your bank. Also, I recommend having a Amulet of Glory. In case that you forget your Ring of Dueling, you can just use your Amulet of Glory and teleport to Edgeville. Also, the last thing that I recommend is these screen markers that you see here. These screen markers that you see here are just placed in the areas where I'm going to be clicking a lot. So this screen marker here is set on my Moonclan teleport, so I know exactly where to click when I go into my spellbook. And then I have these two screen markers here. One is for the bank all option, and the other one is just around the essence, so I know where to click. So those are my recommendations. Now I'm going to show you how to bank most efficiently. This method here that I'm going to show you is the highest efficient method in order to bank properly, at least in my experience. So when you're in your bank, before you do anything, what is important to do is that you fill your bank. You basically click on this menu here, and then you click fill. This will place these bank fillers all over your bank. The reason I do this is because when I come back from a run of Astral Runes, I click on deposit inventory, and my Astral Runes go in, and my other items don't go in because my bank is filled. The reason my Astral Runes go in my bank is because I have a placeholder for my Astral Runes, but I removed all the placeholders for my inventory items. Now, when you're in your bank, set your quantity to all. The reason being is because when you have your quantity set to all, you just have to click once on your essence and your whole bank will be filled, instead of having to right click and then going to the withdraw all option. The downside of doing this is that when you need to deposit a Ring of Dueling, or when you need to replace your Ring of Dueling when you've run out, or when you need a stamina potion for run energy, you have to right click and then click on withdraw 1 on each of the two items. But I've done both of the methods of setting the quantity to 1 and then right clicking and then only clicking once on your stamina potion and your Ring of Dueling, but I've tested both methods and I find this method faster. So that's what I'm going to recommend for you in this video. So here's the banking. You have your pouches here, your 4 pouches if you have 75 runecrafting. You click on your bank, and then you click once on the essence, so it fills your bank. Then you go out of the bank. Also, one thing I need to mention: the reason I can go out of my bank so fast is because I have set my escape key to go out of the bank. And the way you do that is basically you go into settings, and then you go into controls, and then you go into your F keys, and you click here on the escape closes current interface. So basically, whenever you click escape, the interface that you're currently on will go out. So that means you don't need to click on the X every time you bank. You can just click escape. So back to the banking method. When you have your essence here, you click escape, and then you fill your pouches. Then you go back to the bank. You click once again on the essence. You click escape, and then you click on your other pouches. You click on the bank again, and then you click on your essence again. Now you have a full ready run to go. Once you have your essence filled in your pouches and in your bank, all you have to do is click on your escape button again, and then you click on Moon Clan. Teleport. So now I'm going to show you the run to the altar. You teleport to the Moon Clan altar and you do this run here. You're going to run into these mobs here called Suka, and they're about, as I said before, they're level 111. If you have a higher defense level like 80 and above, you won't get hit very often, but if you have lower defense, you will have to eat some food once in a while. When you come to the altar, you just click once, and then you empty your small pouch and your giant pouch, and you craft. One thing to note is I have placed my small pouch here and my giant pouch here, and my medium pouch here and my large pouch here. This is just what works for me. I find this pretty effective. And then you right click, or you empty your pouches here, and you craft again. So you have to craft 3 times. And it doesn't matter what you do with your pouches, how you set them up. No matter what, you always have to craft at least 3 times. When you've crafted your runes on the altar 3 times, you go into your inventory slot, and then you click on your castle walls bank, so you can go to bank, and then you come back to your bank. When you come into your bank and you have your Astral Runes in your inventory, you click deposit all, so that the essence will go into the placeholder that you set. And then when you have put your Astral Runes in, you click again. You click again on the essence, like I explained before, and you basically do the same exact method. I actually clicked on this. Oh my god. You do the same exact method as you did before. You just fill your pouches, and then you go to Moon Clan. I actually forgot one recommendation. As you have probably heard, there's something called F keys, and F keys basically just make it a lot easier, especially when runecrafting, so that you can click on your inventory slot, your equipment slot, and your spell book a lot easier and faster in your key bindings with F keys. I have set my spell book to escape, and my inventory to F2, and my equipment to F1. That is just what works for me. That's what's most comfortable for me. So I would recommend key binding your respective bars here to whatever you find most comfortable in your settings option. I'm now going to show you a full run of me doing this at the highest speed possible, so that I can show you how a real run is made. Also, I forgot to mention that when you have low run energy and you want to deposit a stamina potion, you come back from your run, you click on your bank, and if you need to use a stamina potion, you withdraw your stamina potion, and then you immediately click on your essence. So you basically place your stamina potion here, your essence in here, your ring of dueling in this side, and your food here. Very important to note that I have scrolled all the way up and I've placed my 4 items in this corner, so it's very easy to access in the bank. So when your stamina potion is out of your inventory or in your inventory and you want to get some run energy, you basically just click on the stamina potion, you fill your pouches, you go back in the bank, withdraw your essence, and then you fill your pouches again, and then you just go to the Moon Clan. So that was basically my guide on how to do efficient Astral Runes. I basically came around all the things you need to know, how the banking works, and all the things you need. If there's anything that I forgot or anything that you want to know, then just make a comment and I'll explain to you more in detail. By the way, this is my first ever YouTube video that I've ever made, so keep in mind that this is not perfect, but I tried my best and hopefully you have now understood how to do this most efficiently. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.